Number one, I'm sorry about my very shiny Blu-ray background. You see the Lord of the Rings box set, and the back right there is very, very bright and shiny. I try to work out my background to see if I can make it less shiny, but can't seem to work that out. And the second thing is, welcome back, guys, to my Toy Story reviews with Toy Story 2. Lead it up to Toy Story 4, which comes out this Friday or tomorrow night if you guys seen the movie early. But yeah, guys, Toy Story 2, let's dig into this bad boy. This movie has a more special place in my heart than the other Toy Story movies. Actually, as a matter of fact, all these movies have a special place in my heart for different reasons. The first one being the first computer animated movie to ever be released, and it was groundbreaking at the time. Toy Story 2 was the first Toy Story movie I ever saw. I didn't see the first one before I saw the second one. Because I actually had the VHS clamshell of Toy Story 2 when I was a toddler. You guys are even old enough to remember VHS tapes. If you guys are younger, you probably don't know what a VHS tape is. But yeah, I had a VHS tape for this movie. I used to watch this movie repeatedly almost every single day. That's how much I loved Toy Story 2 when I was younger. And I still love this movie now. I still really do. Do I love it as much as the first movie? Probably so. Rewatch this movie last night. This movie is just as great, if not better, to some people than Toy Story 1. I prefer the first Toy Story, but Toy Story 2 is a darn great sequel. It opens up like very awesome. I mean, you see Buzz Lightyear with his utility belt fighting all space robots and the evil Emperor Zurg, and then Zurg kills Buzz, and then you just wonder like, what the heck is going on? Buzz got killed off in the first 5 minutes of the movie, and then you realize it was just a video game Rex was playing on the Super Nintendo. Yes, a Super Nintendo is seen in this movie, which I find very, very, very cool since I am a huge Nintendo fan and I have a Super Nintendo Mini myself. And Andy's going off to cowboy camp, and after he done play with his toys, he ripped Woody's right arm. You see the stitching came off, and then he put him on the shelf because he can't bring the cowboy camp because he's broken. And then we get Wheezy, who is like the squeaky penguin toy that Andy forgot about years ago. I just put him on a shelf because his squeaker broke. Woody gets taken away by this guy named Al, who is a toy collector, and he needs Woody to complete his Woody's Roundup collection, which Woody realized that he is part of a franchise called Woody's Roundup. He has his own TV show, he has his own merchandise, record, everything. Woody is on everything, magazines, everything. Woody realized that he is part of a bigger franchise. He's not just a regular ordinary toy that had a pull string. He's like alongside with Jesse and Bullseye and the Prospector, who are new characters introduced in the world of Toy Story. As that's one of the things I love about Toy Story 2. It expands on the world. Other than the first movie where we get introduced to our main players, Woody, Buzz, Rex, Mr. Potato Head, we get introduced to newer toys like Jesse and Bullseye and the Prospector, and they're all part of the Woody's Roundup franchise. And let me tell you guys, I love me some Jesse, I love me some Bullseye. Those two new characters I just love very, very much. So fun, so full of life and everything. And I'll talk about Jesse in just a bit because there's a stuff about Jessie that, if you guys seen Toy Story 2, you probably know where we're gonna get with her. But we also get introduced to new characters as well in this movie, like Buster, who's not a toy, who's Andy's dog. He is very fun and very lovable. And Mrs. Potato Head, who has been teased at the end of Toy Story 1. Miss Potato Head has a business now. And of course, we get Barbies and all the other stuff. And of course, Wheezy, like I said earlier. I love how Toy Story 2 expands on New World and we get introduced to new toys. And of course, Emperor Zurg as well in this movie, who was awesome. Does anybody remember the TV show back in the day, Buzz Lightyear Star Command? Yeah, because I remember that show. That show was awesome. Buzz, Rex, Mr. Potato Head, and Ham and Sleeky try to rescue Woody from Al, so they go on the run all the way to Al's toy barn just to find Woody and to get him back to Andy's home before he comes back from cowboy camp. And let me tell you guys, like this sequence where like they're trying to cross the road and not get hit by the cars is without a doubt probably my second favorite scene in this movie, alongside with the scene I'm going to get to very soon. But that scene is just intense. And for an animated movie, that scene got me on the edge of my seat. Really, because Pixar knows how to do their intensity with their movies and their dramaticness. And that scene alone is just like the scene I always go back to all the time because that's just a very, very fun scene. And when they go to Alice Toy Bar, my goodness, they meet a lot of toys. They experience the Barbie section, and of course, Buzz sees a utility belt Buzz, and he encounters him, and these two have a fight. And utility belt Buzz is just as delusional as Buzz from the first movie, where he thinks he's a space ranger, and Buzz just go, "Oh my god." I was just crazy, wasn't I? And it was just so funny how those two Buzzes try to like go back and forth and fight. It's awesome. Also forgot to mention the nightmare sequence in this movie where Andy doesn't want to play with Woody anymore because of his broken arm. That scene scared the living crap out of me when I was a kid. It still freaks me out to this day when I watched the movie last night. I'm like, dang, Toy Story 2 just getting dark. But of course, it was a dream, a nightmare that Woody had. Which still, that scene alone was just like very, very creepy. Of course, the animation has improved as this movie came out 4 years later after the original Toy Story was a huge hit. So of course they had to improve on the animation. The animation in this movie is great. It does seem a little dated in some scenes. Like there's certain scenes in this movie where it looks like a video game from like the late 90s, and it kind of looks very jarring in certain scenes. Not with the toys, of course, because the toys look amazing, but with the humans in this movie, like in certain scenes, they do look kind of like, yeah, this is some late 90s CGI work right here, animation. But it doesn't take away my love for this movie because this movie, just like the first movie, it is great. It has a lot of heart, has a lot of depth to it, and also the scene with Jessie when she explains to Woody like why she is so upset that he has an owner and he wants to go back to his owner, and it really upsets him because if he goes back to Andy, they got to go back in the storage, and Jessie doesn't want to go back in the story because of what happened to her in the past with her owner Emily, who over time she has grown out of Jessie. She's got into other interests, and she thought that she was too big for her playing dolls, so she put Jessie in the storage and just left her abandoned. And that scene alone, I had tears during that scene last night. Rewatching that scene last night, I it really broke me. It broke my heart so bad that I was like bawling with tears. I remember in the scene as a kid saying that's very sad and all, but watching it now as a 19-year-old, it crushed me. It really did. And it also kind of explains why Jessie was just so bitter towards Woody in this movie throughout the film until like she like confessed to him like what happened to her in the past. And Pixar could really make a grown man, well, not yet grown, but they can really make a very tough person cry because that scene alone, I wasn't expecting that scene to really like make me like ugly cry, honestly, because like really with great writing, great characters, and just the music behind this movie, it really like set the emotion. It really did. We had some emotional moments. Of course, it had some jokes as well, like when Buzz and the gang were trying to get to Alice's Toy Barn, and with Slinky sees a sign that says it's closed. Slinky says, "It's closed." That's when Mr. Potato Head says, "Slinky, we're not preschool toys. We can read." And I thought that was so funny because Mr. Potato Head is in fact a preschool toy. And of course, they got to slide in an adult joke in this movie because after, like, toward the end of this movie, where Buzz and Jessie, we see a hint of their relationship and how, like, Buzz started to feel a bit crush on her. Soon as Jessie does a roll on the Hot Wheels car, like, Buzz wings, like, expand as if that's supposed to, like, insinuate a boner joke. Oh god, Pixar, you are some very like sneaky fellas, aren't you? And of course, the big twist at the end of the movie where Prospector is the antagonist in this movie, and his motivation to Woody, the why he needs to go with them to Japan to be in the museum, is very straightforward and clear. And how like he has a jealousy towards Buzz Lightyear and Space Ranger toys and space toys in general It's very clear. And when I was younger, I never saw this coming. I did, and watching it now, it's still like a very surprising twist that Stinky Pete or the Prospector is the main antagonist. But you really get what he's coming from with his motivation, and I do also really do love the the fact that this movie foreshadows Toy Story 3, like when Woody's about to leave through the air vent, and how like Prospector tells him like what's gonna happen when Andy grows up, like when he goes off to college, when he gets married. Like, will he ever have you? Will he ever be there? I love how that very foreshadows the next movie. And that's one of the crazy things about Toy Story 2. It definitely foreshadows a lot of future events, like what happens when you get older. Will you move on for your toy? Will you still have your toy? Will you sell them away? Like, they were like definitely like dropping some hits in this movie for Toy Story 3. Look back on this film, and that's what I really loved about Toy Story 2. And just that theme in general of just growing up and moving on from your childish things is definitely a great theme that this movie definitely established in this movie, and how like it really relates to like us in general, whether you're young, when you're older, like when you move on from your youth and your adolescence, and when you grow up you had to move on from all that other stuff and be an adult. Like, it really like shows that the Toy Story films are more adult than most animated movies nowadays. And Pixar definitely does a great job at that, because not only Toy Story 2 is one of the greatest sequels, it's one of the greatest animated movies along with the first film. Like, so far, like all of these Toy Story movies I haven't seen 4 yes, and I'm seeing it Friday, probably either Friday or Saturday, along with the third movie. All these movies are perfect. They're all perfect. And despite that, Toy Story 2 so far is my least favorite out of the three. As a matter of fact, these movies are all perfect. Like, these, like, all perfect movies. I don't really rank these movies because I love both these movies in different ways and similar ways. But Toy Story 2, fantastic movie, fantastic Pixar movie, of course. Enough said. And of course, Toy Story 2 gets an A+. Thank you so much for watching. Look forward for my review of Toy Story 3 coming tomorrow. I cannot wait to talk about Toy Story 3. Yes, because this movie is awesome. Thank you so much for watching, guys. And if you are new to my channel and you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Buzz, your kids watch this video.